Good morning. It is Tuesday, October 19th, 2021. I'm back here for Daily Shakeup number 407. And of course, today I want to talk about leadership. In particular, I want to talk about a historical military example of leadership. Although I've got the picture behind me is actually from the movie Patton, won an Academy Award back in the 1970s. And on one side, in the white hair, on this side, I'm sorry, this side for me is General George Patton. On the other side is General Omar Bradley, both prominently featured in the movie, both great generals, both very successful generals, some with more challenges than others in terms of getting into trouble, and that would be George Patton. But here's what I want to talk about. In general, pun intended, George Patton was known as someone who instilled fear in his men, and they achieved great things, but primarily because they feared him, not because they loved him. Now, Omar Bradley, on the other hand, was known as a general who was in many ways loved by his men, certainly respected by his men. Now, think about this word. General Bradley was respected by his men. General Patton was respected, but in a different way. You could argue that both groups of men wanted to serve, but the thing that's often written about is that General Bradley was known as really being concerned about his men, understanding where they came from, having risen from the ranks. He came up through the ranks. General Patton was a very wealthy gentleman and came in through a different path. There are many cases where General Bradley fought to help his men, where Bradley was all about, let's just get it done. Let's just get it done. And they both were successful. But here's the question that I think about. Both achieved success, and let's just call them equal success in terms of their victories and war. And the question one asks is, who were they winning for? Many would say that General Bradley was winning because it was what needed to be done, and he just did his job. Where General Patton was all about winning for the glory, and maybe we could argue for himself as much as for the cause. But the other thing to think about is this. If you had a choice of which leader you wanted to be with, both who achieved success, which one would you want to serve with? Would you want to serve with General Bradley, who was known as the soldier's general, or General Patton, who was known as this fire and brimstone, make everybody afraid of him through strict discipline and harsh words? Remember, the point is they both achieved success. So we could say they were both great leaders in achieving success. But I guess I would argue that the one that most of us would want to follow is General Bradley. And if that's true, how does that play out in our leadership and our business lives? We may both achieve success, different kinds of leaders, but which one are the people following because they have to? And which is the one they're following because they respect and want to? Think about that. And maybe do a little research on General Bradley and General Patton. That's it for today. Keep taking care of yourself and everyone around you. By all means, stay connected.